Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Attack the Baseline, a WNBA podcast where every episode we attack our baseline knowledge of the WNBA. We're your hosts, John and Kristen Barber, and today we're going around the circuit of news. We've got a ton of random little things to talk about. Philly is unrivaled. Going to talk about those Portland jerseys. Going to talk about the 1v1 tournament, all that good stuff, among other things. But before we get into all of that good stuff, Kristen, how are you?
I'm pretty good. It's warmer today. It's 35.
Ooh, above freezing.
So some of our snow is melting, but not enough.
Yeah, still a couple mounds outside, some Mount Everests.
I'm like hiking on my way to work. Like today I brought my like nicer leather boots in my backpack, and I wore my Uggs to work. But once I got there, I was like, I'm not changing.
I'm keeping the Uggs on. It's still, it's still kind of like, I'm so cold that just let me keep my cozies on.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to blame you for that. Did anybody say, you're wearing Uggs to school?
No one cared.
No. Good. Glad they don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you all are doing well with the weather wherever you are listening to this episode from. If you're stuck in the snow, stay warm. If you'd like to send us an email, you could do so at our email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com. Connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok, at ATBPod. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform it is that you listen to the show. Subscribe to the YouTube. Tell your friends and family about the show. And let's just get into it. We've got a lot to cover today. We're going to go pretty rapid fire, so we're not going to spend too long on any one subject, but I think the one that we have the most to talk about should be our experience at Philly is Unrivaled this past weekend. It was an incredible time. 21,490 people, the biggest event in the history of the building that is the Xfinity Mobile Arena, Wells Fargo Center, whatever you wanted to call it before versus now. I think the last game that featured anywhere close to that number, or the next previous high watermark, was a game in 1998 between the Sixers and the Bulls. So this was a big moment for not only basketball, but women's basketball in general. It set forth the fact that Philadelphia is going to be hungry when we have a team. It reminds the world that this is a professional women's basketball city. And it was one heck of a day. Kristen, how was
it was amazing. It was amazing. I will say it should be noted that there were more seats in the arena than had ever been in the arena because the court is smaller, so they could fit more seats.
Right.
But it still stands that it was completely sold out.
Yeah, that's not a slate. It's like, it's almost like it's designed to help it.
It kind of makes it sound like the arena's never full like any other time.
Yeah.
And you could always have this many people. Not really. Like there were more people. There could be, the maximum capacity was increased.
Right.
Because of this. Because there were more seats in there.
Well, yeah, because think about Chase Center for the Valkyries. That's like 18,000 or something. They sold out every single game. We stepped that up by another 3,000 plus.
Yes.
Due in part to those extra seats.
Next year, as it's been alluded to, that Unrivaled will plan on making, more tour stops in the future. Arena capacity is increased by this court being smaller.
Right. That's a plus.
Which is good. Then you can sell more tickets. That's not a bad thing. So yes, that should be noted, but still it was amazing. We've been to many a Sixers game, many a concert there, and it felt like there were more people.
Yes.
Like it felt packed. I loved seeing like everyone getting merch. The merch lines were crazy long.
Yep.
At first, the way they did the merch really annoyed me because they have like the big merch stores for Sixers and Flyers games, but they didn't put any Unrivaled stuff in those stores. They just like used booths outside. So it was just like very cramped.
Yeah.
And at first we weren't going to buy anything because, we'd just been down there. We have jerseys. But then we met up with some of John's family members and we were like, they were waiting in line. We said, okay, we'll just wait in line with you.
Might as well.
And we've been waiting. So
yeah, sunk costs. We spent an hour in line. We might as well buy a sweatshirt and a t-shirt.
Yeah. But the merch was really cool. Like all new merch, nothing we'd ever seen before. That was great. It was so awesome seeing all the celebrities and like Sixers players who were there that came out to support.
Yeah.
I had the next, I guess, Monday when I was back at work, a bunch of people came up to me and they were like, oh, you were there on Friday? Like, I wish we went. It looked so much fun. I wish we could have gone.
Oh,
It's like, yes.
Could have told you that one.
Uh-huh. So yeah, it was great. It was just, it was, the games were awesome. It was an amazing energy in there. Very fun.
Yeah, I think honestly, what was nice enough for me to hear was that I had a friend watching the broadcast who said the crowd noise really translates through the TV. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. The pops that Paige got, that Tosh got, that Ka got, they were loud, like big pops. And look, like, yeah, obviously you expect 21,000 people to be loud, but the fact that the crowd was so juiced the entire time really tells a story of how great this event was. Even when they were doing games in between quarters, the crowd was into it. Like it was nonstop, great energy. And there was this long dip in between the games, like half an hour plus for them to warm up because they didn't have their practice courts like they do in Miami. So there was like this lull, but at the same time, that gave folks the opportunity to go out and get in these lines and get merch. And like almost every single person there, I felt like was leaving with something. And that is a huge testament. I mean, they made $2 million from the singular event. So do that 3 or 4 times a season. You're making somewhere in the neighborhood of $6 to $10 million on your tour. Plus you're constantly making money in Miami. If they expand the Miami facility, now that the contract's up for the 2 years, you have to think that there's no reason that Unrivaled should see any dip in productivity, because we've at least got fans that are very hungry and very much enjoy the format. And now more normies are going to pay attention because people in Philadelphia who were unaware of how great it is got their first taste. And it's like, oh, okay, I see it. I understand.
Yeah. And I just think there's kind of been an undercurrent of this season so far with Unrivaled, where it's that the media numbers, the watching numbers are
viewership's down.
Viewership. And, people are paying less attention than last year. And I do kind of feel like social media has been kind of less the hype. But I don't want to hear that anymore because clearly they are making a lot of money and there's a huge demand for this.
Yeah.
So sorry, no one's watching HBO Max.
We are.
Yeah, we are. People don't have cable. It's maybe that's the cable.
That's the problem. That's the problem, that the viewership numbers are low on True TV. Why does anybody watch True TV anyway?
Right.
And TNT. But we don't know what the numbers are for HBO Max. And that's kind of the problem with the whole system. I bet you the numbers are there, but you can't really base it off of subscriptions.
Yeah. So great event overall. I'm so excited to see where they choose to go next year. I do kind of hope they keep going to cities that don't have teams.
Yeah.
So those cities can, get their taste of women's basketball coming. So I'll see. I'd be down to travel, to a random city next year when they go. And I do think there were a lot of people from out of Philly that were there. It sounded like a lot of people from New York were there. all around us, people were saying that they were like from all these different places. So very fun.
So let's talk about the games. We were treated to the Breeze versus Phantom at game 1, a nice little 71-68 win for the Phantom. Nice moment for Tosh, who, I kept saying this, she had a bad night, but she had a great day. And there was so much fanfare for Tosh. It was such a big moment. It was so nice to see how emotional she was post-game, crying in front of the crowd, talking how meaningful it was for her to be able to play a game on this stage for this crowd, for this city that she loves so much. It was really just such a raw moment for Tosh, and I love that for her. Even though she wasn't the one who won the game for them, at the end of the day, she felt like the hero for the Phantom, despite only having 2 points. And that's kind of crazy to say, but like, she really lived up to her hype. She got the crowd as excited as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good for Tosh and for the Phantom that they got the win, because she could still be happy and still celebrate, even though she only had 2 points herself. On the other side of that, Ka and the Rose lost, so there definitely was not as much joy coming from Ka after the game, for sure. But yeah, it was really good for Tosh. This first game was really good. It was a lot of back and forth from the Breeze and Phantom. Paige and Rakia had great nights, and Kelsey Plum really had a great night for the Phantom.
Yeah, I swear, the moment that Paige hit a 2-pointer to make it 69-68, I swore if the Phantom didn't get it done, and it took them multiple attempts, but all the second chances were A+ in my book because they needed it to close out that game. If they had given up a rebound to the Breeze, Paige would have taken it down the court and she would have canned a 3 to win the game. I could feel it. I could feel the energy coming from there. They had to put a stop to it. Phantom got it done, but Paige was really playing up to the crowd that night, and I they're lucky. The Phantom are lucky because that's a big win for them. That matters in the standings, because the Breeze are right around them, and they're going to be jostling for the 3 or the 4 seed in the playoffs, and this could be a very meaningful game when it comes down to tiebreakers and whatnot.
Definitely.
So we look over to game 2, which was ultimately more exciting, considering the Lunar Owls, the surprise of the night, beating the championship Rose. We got a nice email from a friend of the pod, Jeff, who was talking about how exciting it was that we got to see Marina as a gladiator, to have this moment to come out and drop 27 points in 5 minutes in the first quarter, to have 47, an all-time unrivaled record, 10 3-pointers, 18 field goals made. She was absolutely on one. The entire crowd was living or dying with every single time she released the ball. Andre Drummond was out of his chair, and we learned that Andre and Marina are like kind of besties since like they were kids, basically.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
It was so exciting.
It was funny. That was funny to me because I didn't know that they knew each other beforehand. And we saw that Andre was on the broadcast. We saw him talking, but we couldn't obviously hear anything he was saying. But it was funny for me. We were sitting directly across from him. So he just kept getting more and more excited, like every time Marina hit another 3. And to me, thinking that this was the very first time he'd ever like seen her, I was like, whoa, this guy's like becoming the biggest Marina Mabry fan and Lunar Owls fan that exists right now, because he has no idea like what's going on with this team and that they're the worst team, and he just like thinks that they're the greatest.
Yeah, no, it turns out he knows Marina since she was 14 or something like that.
Yeah, that was really funny. Yeah, incredible performance by Marina. Like out of her mind, insane. It was so exciting being there, seeing her make all these 3s in a row, just back to back to back. Like she could not miss. It was so exciting. And honestly, going into this night, I was a little bit concerned because I was thinking that this was going to be like a totally boring game and the fans were not going to be into it at all. And
Turns out the opposite.
Embarrass my city because this game sucks. But no, Marina absolutely, brought her best, and it was a great game.
Yeah, really kind of revitalized my love for the Lunar Owls. I was like, wow, what a big win on a huge stage for, my squad from last year. I also was really impressed by Temi Fagbenle. Had a great night, sort of a quiet night, but Aaliyah Edwards was out. She was on the bench and they needed a big to fill in. Obviously, they've had limited support from Rachel and Beck, and it's been mostly the Marina and Aaliyah and Skylar show. They needed an extra support because Marina literally could seem to try to do it all, but she needed at least a little bit of backup. And Temi was a very solid big that they should be able to find ways to use her better. And, I don't know if they're ultimately going to win more games after this. They didn't end up winning the follow-up game. They took the energy from Philly as Unrivaled and they end up losing to the Phantom later this weekend. But still just really exciting for that. And yeah, like you said, better that it wasn't as as bad of a game as we had originally expected.
Well, honestly, looking at the Rose box score here from this game, it's so unbalanced between the starters and the bench. Like the three starters each had 20 plus minutes.
Yeah.
The three bench players had less than 7. Like Lexi only played 6, Azare only 3, Shug only 1.
Yeah, 1. Like it was heavy starters.
Yeah.
Mostly probably because they were so like they were behind almost immediately.
Oh, yeah, right from the beginning they're playing from behind.
I mean, you give up that run, it's like, well, we got to kind of fix it. And of course, you're going to play Ka a lot in Philly. So like that, understandably, her numbers are going to be up. And Chelsea has just been your go-to. But yeah.
And Shakira had 31. So like, yeah, you're going to keep playing Shakira. Yeah, that was just really tough for them. I think they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They didn't have a game plan for this.
It raises some concerns for me. I mean, just looking later on in the weekend, they played the Breeze and they got absolutely demolished, 81-56, like just a crazy blowout. And that makes me kind of concerned. I kind of think that Chelsea needs some time. She really needs some time to get her legs back under her. She's playing so many minutes, and she did last year, and it was fine. But this year, she's playing huge minutes right out of the gate. And I kind of just feel like, can we get her an off day? Can we switch up? Can we put Shug in? Like, she really needs a rest. If they're going to have a chance to contend for a second title, she needs a break. She really needs a break.
Yeah, I mean, I am not doubting Chelsea.
It's hard to doubt her with how well she's played all year.
Yeah. Clearly the team as a whole is struggling. But like, she can do it by herself. Like last year in the championship, Angel was not there. Angel missed the championship and they still won, and Chelsea won them the game.
Yeah.
So like, she's very capable of like hitting 5 threes in the fourth quarter and winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the team like needs to bring something. Shug did have 9 points in this game against the Breeze. Azare didn't play. She was hurt, I presume.
That's a problem too.
But like, Lexi has been pretty bad.
Lowest shooting percentage in the league. She's under 30%.
Yeah, she played 8 minutes, had 0 points.
Yeah.
So when that's happening, when Lexi, basically your backup point guard, is not performing, and you have Azare. I guess Shug is
Shug is
your
backup.
whatever. Lexi, a backup guard. Azare's out.
Yeah.
Like, Chelsea needs to play.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Or you say, oh, we're playing. Yeah, no, they had to play her. It is, yeah. I Azare needs to come back, and the promising 3-0 start is now 1-5 since. So things are looking kind of dire for the Rose when we were singing their praises just 2 weeks ago. So I'm hoping for a big pivot. I'm hoping to see what Nola Henry can do to get them back in the win column more consistently. But they are starting to lag behind some of the other teams.
Yeah. Basically, the only other team I wanted to focus on from this weekend was the Laces. They came into this weekend top of the table by themselves. And then they lost to the Vinyl, who was bottom 2, by 7 points.
Yeah.
So I think it was just, a poor 3-point shooting performance from the Laces.
They're allowed to have an off night. They're allowed to have an off night.
Yeah, of course. They hadn't had an off night. Nas was 2 for 7. Maddie Segrist was 2 for 5. I really need Maddie to get going a little bit here. But I think this was a little bit of a wake-up call for them. They'd been kind of coasting up to this point. So going into the second game of the weekend for them against the Mist, their coach Andrew Wade told them, we need to take this game like it's a playoff game. And play as hard as we can play.
Yeah.
Because this could very easily be, a later round playoff matchup.
Could be the final.
For them. It could. So, and interestingly enough, I kind of love how the schedule is working right now, where it's like every team played each other once. Now they're playing. It's basically like the exact same schedule, copy pasted down. So like I went right back up to the top and I could see last time Laces played the Mist, because I know that was like the second week. So previously, the only team that the Laces had lost to was the Mist. So that was interesting to see. Now we come to the Mist game this time, and the Laces were blowing them out at the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
Like destroying them.
Yeah.
Alicia Gray was not having a good night. None of them were, really. But then the Mist totally brought it back and were in the lead coming into the fourth quarter, which was wild.
Right.
So it was a very intense fourth quarter. I loved having the stud buds on the stream. They were commentating. They honestly, T was like calling all the plays. It was so funny. Great to have them there, bringing some light to the end of that game. And it's so funny hearing them like talk to Brendan Glasheen. He's like their boy. But the end of the game was just so interesting. Yeah. Because clearly Jackie traveled. Yeah. Her basket should not have counted. They shouldn't have won in this way. But like nobody wanted to say it. No. No one on the broadcast wanted to say that. So they just kept going, ooh.
All right, stud buds. call the final basket. All right, we're gonna do it. And then there's just like crickets. A W's a W. A W's a W.
Yeah, they know. Get out there as quick as you can.
Yes.
Bye.
Do not question it. And obviously the players aren't going to question what the referees are calling, because as far as I'm aware, there haven't been fines in Unrivaled history, but you certainly don't want to start some sort of process of questioning the officials and costing yourself some money.
The Mist they're pissed. I'm sure that they're very upset about this.
But they're going to take that and they're going to channel it, and I think it's going to ultimately be fine for them to deal with this loss. I'm more honestly concerned that Alicia Gray took a tough fall near the end of that, fell hard on her shoulder. Hopefully she's not, missing any time, because she has been so good for that Mist team. that if if she misses some time, they could slip a couple games. Who knows? But I think it's ultimately okay. It's good for the Mist to show that they can come back from whatever they were down 19 or something like that, and take a lead back, so they know how to play from behind a little bit. I think that's all valuable going forward. And like you said, they beat the Laces on the start of the year. Laces got the got the second one here. But an otherwise good weekend of Unrivaled. And next thing we have to look forward to is the 1v1 tournament coming up next week. That starts on the 11th of February and is also held on the Wednesday, the 11th. And then the next rounds after that are the 13th and the 14th. And the schedule gets a little wonky because there's no games on the Super Bowl. Obviously, they're not going to go up against the Super Bowl this Sunday. And then after the 1v1 tournament is over on the 14th, games will continue on the Tuesday after that.
Yeah. So just look at the schedule, put it in your calendar. I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
When these games, even like Saturday the 14th, Valentine's Day, 6 p.m. is the tournament. That's Unrivaled is not the best scheduler of games. Why would you have a championship 1v1 tournament at dinner time on Valentine's Day,
baby? I remember coming home from dinner last year. It started snowing, and we were walking home, and I was like, okay, let's put some games on the phone, because we needed to know what it looked like, the 1v1 tournament. We had never seen it. Now at least we have an idea. But yeah, some questionable scheduling.
For sure. So yeah, get that on your calendar so you don't miss it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in more detail once the actual bracket is released, but you can go to the Unrivaled's website. They have 4 pods of 8 players that are kind of separated by size. You have your point guards, your combo guards, your forwards, and your bigs, and you rank choice the 8 players. And how I understand it is how our votes are submitted are going to help them seed those 4 regions. So if you feel particularly strongly about a certain player, you should go in there and see if they can make a run by you giving them a favorable matchup in the bracket. So once we have an idea, we'll do a little mock bracket on who we think is going to win the 1v1 tournament. It was so fun last year. It's going to be fun this year. And I really can't wait for it.
Well, last year, it honestly was kind of like it just didn't work out as everyone thought it would, because so many players were hurt that a bunch of players had buys in the first round.
I forgot about that.
It was just like awkward.
Yeah, what a mess.
But this, it seems better. It seems much better this year.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to them learning from some of the issues that they had in year 1 and making this a better product in year 2.
Yeah.
So that kind of covers everything that we had to talk about as far as Unrivaled is concerned. We can switch back over to some W news. The players of the executive council of the Players Association met with the league in a 3-hour meeting on Monday, in which the league did not come to the table with a proposal to counter what the players had proposed.
I don't even get that.
It's crazy.
Like, they have a proposal.
Right, the players have, yeah, true. The league has proposed some numbers.
Yeah.
So that's their proposal, I guess, that they brought to the table.
Right.
They didn't bring a counter to what the league or what the players sent out a month ago, 6 weeks ago. So it seemed like a waste of time. Yet ESPN was reporting that the meetings were, quote unquote, helpful by one source. I don't believe it, because when the players left the meeting, they declined for comment. We still really haven't heard from the players. The league is happy to leak stuff to ESPN about what their, numbers look like, but we know it's not what the players want. We know that they are not even compromising what seems like a little bit. And it just raises a question of, well, at what point when are the players going to launch a strike? When is it going to happen?
I know. Well, yeah, I would think they set up this whole meeting. It was 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine they talked about, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But people like saying that the league came with no proposal, like that, like you're not taking this seriously.
No. Deeply unserious.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine that, like, in the meeting it's like, okay, we're gonna open our notebook and we're gonna look at what you guys proposed 6 weeks ago and then tell you all the problems that we have with it. That could have been 3 hours of
yeah, probably.
BS like that. It probably was.
And arguing back and forth.
Which is embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it didn't make me feel good, even if ESPN is trying to spin it that, like, don't worry guys, it was good.
It was helpful.
It was helpful.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and there's so many interesting elements. Obviously, Sue Bird, she's on the opposite side of the table this time as a minority owner of the Storm. She's very close with NECA, very close with Alicia Clark, who was there. I can't imagine. Like, she's in a tough spot. She's in a really tough spot.
Well, yeah, I guess. But, like, she was there. She was at the meeting.
Yes.
She doesn't have to be at this meeting.
No.
I imagine she's a minority owner of one team. Like,
right.
Not every minority owner is not at this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like, she's had some podcasts recently where different players have been on, different retired players have been on. Mm-hmm. She's been on people's pods kind of talking about the CBA. And it's just interesting hearing her perspective because a lot of what she's talked about is like that the players should be happy that they're getting a $1 million max contract offer.
Yeah.
Because in Sue's day and age, that was, not even thought of that you could get that, which wasn't even that long ago, honestly.
Right. 3 years ago.
So, and like now, like she's such good friends with a lot of these players that she really is like a mentor to a lot of these players and they look up to her as like a successful retired player. But now she's kind of on the other side of things where like she would benefit from the players taking a worse deal.
Yeah, at least to a certain degree.
So like, I just really don't like that she is saying that they should be happy with $1 million when basically lawyers, like everyone else, is like, you shouldn't be happy with that.
Right. You are worth more than that.
Much undervalued still. Yeah. So it's just such a weird, like awkward perspective. And I would love to be in the room hearing, like, is she trying to bridge the two sides? Is she trying to be a mediator and like get them closer? Or is she like more on the side of the players, or is she more on the side of the league? I don't know.
It's tough because she is so universally loved, I feel like. And we love Sue Bird as well, just as much as everybody else. But it is just this interesting, like, kind of uncomfortable situation that we only hear bits and pieces of.
Yeah.
Like, we're not in the room, like Kristen said. We would love to be, but we're never going to be. So we can only hear kind of the trickle that we hear. And, at this rate, I don't think we're going to get any more news about this until either a CBA is signed, a strike is held, or the players say, we're done, we're going and starting our own league. Like, maybe it is Unrivaled all year long, like we talked about last week on the pod. I don't know, because I was hoping when this news came out that they were going to have this meeting, that we were going to get some real big news, and it really was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. And I just want to say, was it Lisa Leslie who was on Sue's pod lately? I think it was Lisa. Well, something she said was that she hopes that the players stop dragging this out because they're losing favor with the fans and the media.
I disagree.
I completely disagree with that, and they need to hold out for as long as they want.
Yes. Hold the line.
Like, it's just like, are you jealous? retired players. Are you jealous of them that they're going to get more money than you? Like, why aren't you supporting them? Like, you were in their shoes.
I know. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait. Order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, the teams of the WNBA continue to do social media, push their schedules, push ticket sales.
It's so awkward.
It's awkward because, like, yeah, the teams still exist, even though there's no players on them. Theoretically, they could get different players.
Sign whoever off the street.
Perhaps.
Yes.
So the teams are still here, and like, yeah, they do kind of need to like be preparing for this upcoming season, which might come up very quickly. If there is a strike and we start late, it's going to come fast. So yeah, they want to be selling tickets. It's just such a weird process. So
yeah,
Portland, finally.
Yes,
they're
finally.
literally supposed to play in 4 months.
Like 98 days, 95 days. I don't know.
They announced their jerseys.
Woo!
Much anticipated.
Yes.
I love the font.
Big font fan.
I love the Portland font. It's just like really cool. The F, how it looks like, it kind of looks like a flame, like the middle point of the F. I love the font. Love. But the rest of it is just like so plain and nothing. Yeah.
It's very Portland Trailblazers, which is not surprising, but it's pretty funny to see on Bluesky them, put it next to the Red Aces jersey and the Red Fever jersey and the Red Dream jersey and now the Red Portland Fire jersey. There's a whole lot of red jerseys, plain red jerseys that, I was like, maybe we're going to get a color gradient. Are we going to get that cool red to pink color gradient that we saw in the original release when we saw that Portland was back and we saw the cool fire? No, they're not the pink team. I don't think they're the pink team.
I know, what is happening with that?
I don't know.
Maybe the alternate city edition jersey, whatever, will be more pink. But there definitely, maybe I'm crazy, there definitely was a logo that came out that was red, pink, white.
Not crazy.
Flame.
It was at least red to pink. I don't know if it was white.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, just something. It's kind of weird what's happening with these teams. The Fire and the Tempo, their color schemes.
A little boring to you. Not super.
Well, the Fire,
spicy.
yeah, it's boring. It's just red and black and white.
Yeah. But you
there
weren't a fan of the
definitely
Tempo.
was pink, and now it's non-existent.
Right.
With the Tempo, their jerseys are not the same color to me.
That icy blue.
As the logo is. So.
Yeah.
You have to just see them in person. I just have to see them. I don't know.
I mean, it could look good. They could look good on TV.
Yeah.
They could look good in the arena. But this is, this is just another box that they needed to check. They sure took their time on releasing those.
Well, everyone's taking their time.
But they got it done. It's just, it is so weird to see these social media accounts saying, look forward to April 29th, our opening night. Can't wait. Chicago, you're going to love All-Star Weekend in July. I don't know about that, guy. let's pause on that. Let's get the other thing
Like,
done.
what if the season doesn't start till like July 1st?
Yeah,
Are
sorry.
they still going to have All-Star Weekend
That's a really good
the
question.
middle of July?
Yeah, we're going to play 2 weeks of basketball and we're going to take a big 2-week break for All-Star. And then we're going to come back. And then there's the World Cup in September.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. But congratulations, Portland. You have jerseys now. So you've got clothes and you've got a team, but you just don't have any players. Someday, maybe you will have players.
Work on that.
Yeah, just work on that.
Okay, so next, I wanted to talk about the first week rosters for Athletes Unlimited have come out. They did the draft. There was the 4 captains, Bria Hartley, Nalissa Smith, Lexi Brown, and Alicia Clark, who are all vets of Athletes Unlimited. And they did their draft. We're not sure of the draft order, but we see the rosters, which are very interesting to look at.
I would say.
Upon first glance, you're like, wow, Nalissa Smith's team is so good.
It's certainly, I would say, the most talented.
Yeah.
If you look at the pound for pound talent of the players.
Yeah. But it really is like 2 bigs, Nalissa and Tina, and then like all guards.
Yeah, it is guard heavy.
Yeah.
Could work. Could certainly work. I think there will be certain challenges. But again, they're not locked in. These teams are not locked in, which is why it's weird that they're like, oh, we're going to have team names this year. We're not just going to do colors. We're going to be Team Gold Rush and Team Glow and Team Eclipse and Team Rhythm. We're going to do that.
Right.
We're going to try to establish some identities. And then, next week, brand new teams.
It's completely useless to me.
It's so goofy.
It's completely ridiculous that they're doing this. It's fine for the teams just to have colors. They don't need to have names. No one's buying a jersey. I'm not buying. I love a Tina Charles jersey. Don't get me wrong. But next week, she's not going to be on this Glow team. She's going to be on a different team because every week they do another draft.
Maybe it's like how you got to own all the variants of like the Taylor vinyls or something. It's like, I got to own all 4 Tina Charles jerseys. I need them all.
She might not be on all 4 though.
You gotta pick the player that's going on all 4 teams. I need all 4 Grace Berger jerseys tomorrow, bro.
Oh
Tomorrow.
my God. So it's crazy that they're doing this like weird marketing scheme of naming the teams.
But the format is awesome.
Gold Rush, Glow, Eclipse. Glow and Eclipse work
Sure.
together. Gold Rush works because it's the yellow team, I guess. Rhythm makes no sense to me.
That's a red team or the blue team?
It's blue. There's
Okay.
no red.
I don't know. I mean, I guess blues, like jazz.
Then be blues then. Like
Yeah.
maybe if they were all like that, like
Yeah.
names, like I knew what color was which.
Uh-huh.
It could be blues and be blue. Fine. Then
Yeah, the
I would. That's
blues,
fine.
the Gold Rush.
If someone says, "Oh, I'm on Eclipse," that just like literally means nothing to me.
And you won't be on Eclipse next week.
Right. So dumb. But I'm very excited to watch
Yes.
Athletes Unlimited.
Yes. Tomorrow, as we record this on the 3rd, games start tomorrow.
Yes.
You can watch them on ESPN and on the W app. Like, there will be 5-on-5 professional women's basketball being played in Nashville tomorrow.
There you go. I love this format. It's so unique to me.
Right. A single person wins. There's one winner
Yep.
of Athletes Unlimited. It's not a team thing. Obviously, it's a team game. But like only one of these basketball players will be the winner. If you're unfamiliar with Athletes Unlimited, every week, the top 4 point scorers, overall point leaders, because every stat accrues you a point.
Yeah. So not just points.
Right. Yeah. Points, assists, steals, blocks, all the good stuff. And
Win.
turnovers, you lose points.
Yeah.
Wins, you get points. Fouls, you lose points. Stuff like that. So it's like you're just in this big statistical model, and whoever's the top 4 players of the week go on to draft more teams. So what we're going to be doing as we follow this closer than we did last year, because we really didn't pay attention. We just kind of knew about it
Yeah, the last week when we knew it was like the championship week, then we watched it. But before that, no.
We're going to have I mean, I'm excited to see some interesting roster configurations, to see, you know, if somebody goes crazy in week 1, do we get some, you know, like a surprising captain that you're like, wow, they're all the way up at the top here. That's cool. Like you wouldn't expect that from them.
No, I'm interested to see like if someone becomes a captain often. Like last year, I'm pretty sure Maddie Segrist, who won, and Odyssey Sims were captains like every single week.
Yeah.
And then the other two, I think, changed. But I'm interested to see like who they keep drafting. Like, are there players that they know that they like to play with and like they want to be on their team?
Sure.
But then you can be strategic as the other captain and like steal those players away. I love it.
It's cool. And I mean, that's why you see like Alicia Clark, who's a longtime veteran of AU, drafting players that she knows that she has experience with playing with. That's the difference between her team and Alyssa's team. Alyssa's team kind of just drafted for upside and talent. And Alicia like, well, maybe my team isn't the most athletic or like the most, you know, the best players on the board, but I've played with them. I know how to play with them. They're AU vets. So there are plenty of reasons why, if you're a captain, you are picking certain players. And that is so sweet. I love a draft. I love team compositions. So I'm excited to see AU as it rolls out here for the next month.
Yep.
And the last thing we should talk about, a team that is certainly on a roll, is the only undefeated team left in NCAA women's basketball. When we put the bingo board together, one of the boxes that we had to check was a team goes undefeated this season. And at the time of putting out the bingo board, there were maybe 12 or 13 teams that were undefeated. And now there's only one, and it's UConn. And just the other night, UConn played their likely last game against a ranked opponent in Tennessee, a game where they found themselves down by 4 with like 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. And from that moment on, they said, no, we're not gonna lose. And then they promptly beat Tennessee by 30 points. They have been absolutely destroying their competition, and the odds are looking pretty okay that they get this done. Remember, this is a regular season thing that I need them to take care of. If they lose in the tournament, I don't care. Not undefeated on the entire thing, just regular season. And the roadmap is there. They've got to just close it out. Couple more games, get it done. Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd, I trust you to get this done. They're on a tear. They're on a tear. Gino is coaching, and the players are playing, and they're just dominating every single night.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Marina's 10 points, 10 threes. Someone on UConn had 10 threes against Tennessee. Sophomore Allie Ziebel.
Yeah, that
10
threes. I saw a great clip when Paige was still on UConn of her standing, I don't know, maybe 35, 36 feet from the basket, a deep three. And it was the end of the game as after UConn has already closed it out. And Paige like dribbles the ball up, has Allie right behind her. And she says, stand right there. I'm going to give you the ball and you're going to shoot it from there. And Allie's like, okay. And then she shoots it and she cans the three. And it's like, okay, yeah, looks like UConn may have another prolific shooter in this Allie Ziebel. And sure enough, 10 threes, not too bad.
Look, Gino knows how to scout them. And this is a very young team.
I
mean, AZ is going to get drafted, but other than her,
Sarah Strong's there.
Yeah, sophomore.
Right. Ziebel's there.
That's insane. So, like, I feel kind of bad for, say, a UCLA who, like, this is kind of their last chance. Like, 5 or 6 of their players are going to be drafted this year.
Yeah. They're going to have to reload heavy. And, you know, obviously UCLA is always a desirable location, but like,
of course,
just UConn could do this for 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. As long as Sarah Strong's there, she's going to win. Like, I'm sorry. We had Audie Crooks being the player of the year. I don't think
You felt very strongly
I
about
felt very
that.
strongly about that. At the moment in time, it looked like it was very possible.
That was very early.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just so good.
They're
just
so good.
So just get this done. Don't lapse. Don't have a momentary lapse of like, we're gonna relax against Providence and we're gonna freaking lose. No,
They're not relaxing.
get this done
They're trying to win again.
as they should, and they're gonna be in the final against South Carolina or UCLA or Texas, and it's gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited for March Madness.
Yeah, we'll get into more of that as we get closer to bracket season, but it is right around the corner. A lovely time of year. A very exciting time of year.
If you have any ideas, listener, last year we did a bracket of players' dogs.
Yes.
That was very fun.
Very fun.
Go back and watch the YouTube video. We show all the pictures of the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But we need another bracket idea for this year.
Yeah, if you have a bracket idea, why don't you send us an email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com, and let us know what kind of W-related bracket that you would love us to do, love us to put together. We would love to do that. Or send us a DM on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. Leave us a 5-star rating and review, maybe where you say what kind of bracket you'd love us to do. Tell your friends and family to reach out and tell us what kind of bracket you'd love us to do.
I also have a question for the listeners.
Oh, for the listeners.
Are you on Threads?
Yeah, tell us if you're on Threads too.
Please let me know, because we're not.
No.
I was for like 1 minute,
Me too.
and I'm not anymore.
It was literally an afternoon.
But like, it seems like the players are all on Threads, and the Unrivaled teams are all on Threads. And like at Philly is Unrivaled, there was this woman who was standing in front of us in the Shake Shack line, and she had a sticker on. She must have been some kind of media person. She had a sticker that was like, "Hi, my name is whatever, and my Threads handle is," and you write it. And it was like Unrivaled themed, like Unrivaled colors, like Unrivaled gave it to her. So they're like really pushing Threads.
Yeah.
So I need to know if we
what's
need
the
to
deal
be
with
on
that?
Threads or not.
Yeah, please let us know.
Okay.
I think that's going to do it for this episode of Attack the Baseline. We will be back soon enough to talk about the 1v1 tournament again. Once we have the bracket, we're going to do our mock and see who we have coming out on top. And then, of course, we're going to talk about that as soon as it starts. But yeah, just continue to enjoy the season. Check out AU. And yeah, Kristen, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the show. As always, I'm staring at the baseline. What are we going to do?
Attack it.
Attack the Baseline. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back very soon to talk to you about more women's basketball.